Remember that old adage? It's not what you do, but it's how and why you do it. That's going to apply to calisthenics just like anything else. It's not what exercise you do, but it's how and why you do it. This is where it really matters how you actually do certain core exercises or full body exercises that also target the core. And I want to teach you about two very important aspects, right? That you want to just imprint into your mind that are going to help you to actually engage the right muscles and build that strength and build that durability in the core to help you with pull-ups, push-ups, squats, because the core is involved all the time, right? So the two things I want to teach you in this video. I want to teach you positioning of the hips, right? So from here you should be able to see my hips. So we're going to work on APT and PPT. So if you look here, so APT, so imagine you can see through my hips over here. So if my hips go forward like this, then I'm in this anterior pelvic tilt position, right? My lower back is arched and my rectus abdominis is being stretched, right? So it gives me a lot of mobility in that position and I can do more dynamic movements, right? If I want, so that's more mobility. If I want strength and let's say stability, then I want to go into this PPT position. If you see, back is flat, my abdominals are tight, and then also this belt, you have this belt, belt-like structure, like the diaphragm, that just compresses everything, pushes down and also presses in, right? So if you want to build a strong, durable core, then focus on the PPT position. And then now, in addition to now utilizing that belt structure. So when I talk about the abdominal belt, so you have your front line muscles, your anterior abdominal wall, your lateral abdominal wall, and your posterior abdominal wall, right? And every muscle plays its part, but I want you to think of just this whole wall as your core. So you don't have to do countless sit-ups, right? I don't do sit-ups and I don't give any of my students sit-ups because there is a lot more beneficial exercises as opposed to sit-ups, right? So now if we look at the diaphragm, right? So my lungs, and then just underneath I have my diaphragm, and then I have my liver, my stomach, my guts. When I breathe in, when I inhale, my lungs are expanding, and then the diaphragm is contracting and is kind of compressing down and in, right? And that's going to hold the rest of my organs in place, and then it's now going to activate this muscle, this belt-like muscle, along with all the anterior, the lateral, and the posterior muscles as well. So this is really important when you're doing your core, when you're doing your core exercises, when you're doing your plank, for example, right? So plank position, I don't want to be this position, I want to be this position, right? This position. And then I can be really strong in the position. So think about those two concepts and ingrain them in your mind. You have posterior pelvic tilt, that's the position you want your hips, not APT, anterior pelvic tilt. And then you have intra-abdominal pressure, where I am now compressing and tightening up the abdominal wall to connect my upper and my lower body together to execute the move safely and to increase that strength development. See you on the next lesson.